Wait 1 second. Hello, everyone. My name is Megan,
My name is Ethan.
My name is Abhinav.
And I'm Leonard.
and our project is called Mapping High-Stakes Coastal Zones. So, we developed an interactive data platform that represents a hub of social, economic, demographic, and environmental data that's relevant to climate change and ocean science. So we were able to group several different data sources together under themed composite scores. We identified three main themes: socio-ecological vulnerability, weak governance, and social inequality. So users can toggle between these themes to view several subsets of variables. For example, if we look at social inequality, below that, there are several different other variables that users can click on. And then users can also zoom into a specific country and learn about data specific to that area.
Under the socio-ecological vulnerability theme, we also have climate risk scores, specifically for several variables from IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and also NOAA. And these include sea level rise, heating degree days, pH, ocean pH, and coral bleaching heat stress index. So we were able to visualize all of these within our dashboard. And within each of these variable types, there are different types you can look at. For example, select ocean pH. You can either look at change or value. In this case, change is being displayed. And you can select a time range. So the data is organized into three different time periods, and it's projected into the future. So for example, if we wanted to look at near term, this is what near term view is. And this is what the projection is showing. And below that, we can see all of the variable name metadata, variable units, baseline. And we can also have an option to choose only exclusive economic zones. And this is important if we want to kind of analyze areas near the coastal countries and near these coastal regions, such as pH, if we want to look at that at a more closer level. We also have several data filters if researchers are trying to, minimize the subset of data that they're trying to look at. And they can choose different options to kind of filter, like filter within range, show above a certain threshold or below. There's also an option for a data summary as well that shows a summary for that given variable in that cell over there. And also a data distribution plot, which is a visual version of that, such as like a histogram that shows the distribution of the data. And lastly, there's like a click info and model assumptions kind of section. Basically, wherever you click, it would kind of populate that, and the data will adjust and update dynamically.
With that, we also have our NDGAIN score, NDGAIN being the Notre Dame Global Adaptation Initiative's country index, and kind of like the equity data set. This is national level data, and but what's pretty special about this one is that we not only have several composite indicators, but we also have several we have like several variables within NDGAIN that you can choose from and see how it changes the map. But what's even more special about NDGAIN is that it's time series data. So from 1995 to 2022, you can kind of see how like different scores change over time, and that's what's kind of special about our NDGAIN data. Um, Another special part is that again, with our dashboard, you can see kind of how different indicators or different composite scores change over time. Um, our next page, we have our country analysis page, and our country analysis page is kind of for creating like different custom graphs on a global scale or national scale or regional scale. The global scale kind of maps out all the countries on a graph, and you can kind of see where different countries lie according to different variables, and also seeing just on a global scale how different variables like correlate with each other. We have variables from gain and from inequity, and you can kind of customize these graphs according to what you want to study or what you're interested in focusing on. We also have country level graphs such as histograms and scatter plots within the country where each point is one of the points within Indonesia or any other country. And finally, a really cool part is our regional analysis. With our regional analysis, you can choose a coastal region from any of our countries and see how the coastal region's average score compares to the average score for the world or the average score in the nation for the different scores that change within the country. Yes.
And next we have the comparison section. This feature allows us to put two interactive maps next to each other, and then they use the same themes, social, ecological, vulnerability, social inequality, and then weak governance, just like the initial ones we talked about. And we can look at them globally, country level, or regional level. Now we look at Brunei for map 1, and then Brunei for map 2 again, but different variables. Yes, so the first map is showing social inequality composite values for Brunei, and we're able to show the income inequality on the second map. So it's easy to see what's going on for these two variables, even for the same country, but we can do it for different countries as well.
Okay, next is our data overview section. So this is where users can find a complete list of all the different scores and variables that we're using. They can scroll down and learn about each variable and also access a link to each one. And that is it. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Thank you.